Welcome to Strange Paths, a podcast where we interpolate choose your own adventure style stories. We are your hosts. I'm Paul.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm sick.
I'm Megan. I hate baseball.
That's a little chestnut, eh?
Yeah. America's pastime that I also hate.
I thought you were going to say, Megan, I love baseball so much. You're a monster.
Blah, blah, blah. We like hot dogs. Anyway.
It's not a war on hot dogs, people, okay? Don't send hate mail. It's just baseball, because it's boring.
This week, we have to leave all that hot dogs and baseball fun behind to read a Choose Your Own Adventure book not by Arthur Montgomery called Captive!
Nice.
It's by Bill and Luann Hampton.
Oh, man. Tag teaming it.
Holy crap, 2 people? How do you even do that?
Well, I think one of them holds the pencil and the other puts their hand around the other person's hand.
They're always spooning.
Ghostwriting, is that what that is?
I think so.
Captive!
Yeah, you know what'll make us feel better? Going to the 13th century.
Yeah.
Clean as... I was
Clean
going to
as a
say
whistle.
mustard. I don't know what's wrong with me. Clean as mustard, everybody. New catchphrase.
Clean as mustard.
Clean as mustard.
Is it like the purest condiment for you?
I don't know why.
Has vinegar
it's
in there?
Because in my mind's eye, I saw mayonnaise, but I said mustard, and I am dead inside.
Is there like a dyslexia for condiments?
Yes,
It sounds
and I
like you
it.
have that.
Yeah. It's pretty intense.
Oh boy. Well, segue. Here's a warning. Do not read this book through from beginning to end. In these pages, you will be a 13th century scout. It's going to be thrilling. You will be summoned to explore a monastery to rescue your friend, Count Renzo, who has been kidnapped. Even though it sounds like he's not a kid. Anyway. As you read along, you'll be asked to make choices. But be careful. Your choices will determine whether you succeed or fail in saving your friend. You know, Count Renzo.
Wait, Count Renzo's our friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
The kidnapped one.
We love him.
Even though he's not a kid, I got it.
Right.
He prefers mustard.
Well, it is the purest condiment.
In your search, you'll encounter the mysterious and sometimes perilous world of a medieval monastery where silent monks and secret passageways hold unexpected dangers. You're responsible for your fate because you make the decisions. After you make a choice, follow the instructions to see what happens to you next. Think carefully before you make a decision. The kidnappers are deadly, and they won't stop at anything before they carry out their plans.
Oh.
To help you in your adventures, a glossary of medieval and other terms is included. That's right.
Oh my god.
This one has a glossary.
What in the world?
We
I'm
have
too
reached the most
excited.
exciting timeline.
I can barely read. I'm just so excited that everything's vibrating. I just don't even know. Oh, I forgot. We forgot to look at the
Oh, yeah.
cover here.
Oh, yes.
Let's look at the cover.
I want to see it.
Okay, so the first picture that came up, it looks like a unicorn
What?
holding a banner walking away from a burning
This
village.
one's called Entrapment.
What?
We're trying to find it.
Yeah, we're trying to...
You didn't type in the exclamation point.
Yeah.
Because there's an exclamation point in the title.
It sure is.
They're trying to jazz it up because it's about the 13th century and has a glossary.
Bill and Luann Hampton?
Is it an African boy who's got his hands bound?
No. I'll just...
Okay.
It is a monk with a torch beckoning to, I guess, us. Who seem to be wearing pants that are 2 different colors. I don't know.
Hot. That
Trying to
sounds really
draw
hot.
your dagger. Ugh. You're like in a monastery.
Sounds pretty erotic.
All right, well, I'll have to take your word for it because
Okay.
it doesn't exist on the internet.
Right, you guys ready to dive into this adventure
I can't
pot?
wait to be
Okay.
taken captive by this priest.
Ooh.
It's getting pretty central up in here.
Ooh. Rome. AD 1296.
Oh my god.
Nice.
You're in the service of Count Renzo Brizzi, a good and honest man who has given his family's wealth for a life of quiet study and contemplation. Count Renzo has been a lifelong friend of Marco Polo, the explorer who just last year returned home to Venice from an expedition to China.
Oh, man.
So
Marco Polo. Marco Polo brought with him a new kind of food called pasta, as
Wait.
well as...
What? Marco brought pasta
he
from
took
China?
it with him. to
Okay. I was like, oh, they've never heard of pasta in Rome or Italy. I'm sorry. I didn't know that he took it with him to China.
I mean, I don't know when pasta was invented.
I
They
think
had
that
noodles.
is right. I think they did get it from China. I don't
Did they
know.
really?
Don't put this in. Well, it seems like...
But they have, that's,
Oh, maybe he did bring it there. I don't know, guys. I just thought there was
Either
something
way.
about... Now I'm confused.
Look, all I've learned about Marco Polo is from that terrible show on Netflix.
oh my god, it's so bad. Marco Polo, the show on Netflix, it's awful.
I don't even know about that.
Well, it's terrible.
Well,
Okay, wait. Google says, while we do think of pasta as a culinary Italian food, it is likely the descendant of ancient Asian noodles.
Oh, wow.
Hey, they proved me wrong. Thanks, internet.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can
always
believe
there.
everything you
Always there to prove me wrong.
Yeah. No matter what your opinion is, there is proof that you are wrong on the internet.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are we doing? Bringing pasta. Okay. So he brought pasta as well as a strange kind of powder that, when lit, makes a loud noise and produces a brilliant flash of light.
Wow, wonder what that could be.
Yeah. Sounds like mustard.
Yeah. It's powdered ginger, I don't know.
You've been sent to Rome by the Count to ask the new Pope, is it Boniface? Is that right?
I don't know. I don't
that-
know the Pope lineage.
Wait, spell it?
Boniface.
Boniface. I'm so sorry, Italian people. I don't know.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
probably
really-
close.
You gotta do the...
Well, no, you don't have to, like, cup your hand.
Yeah, you do. Eh.
I'm just
Anyway,
gonna call him Pope
So the
Boy.
Pope.
Alright, the
Pope
Pope.
boy.
To give Renzo and his followers the right to form an official religious order. The trip from Count Renzo's monastery in Tuscany was long, and now you've been waiting for 2 weeks to see the Pope. You're staying in a small cell in a Franciscan monastery only a few blocks from St. Peter's, the largest church in the world. One morning, shortly before dawn, you're awakened by a loud banging at the monastery door. You hear the sound of a key on a huge lock, then the muffled voices of an urgent conversation outside. They think it's the bathroom.
Let the house get in.
You're about to roll over and go back to sleep when there's a sudden pounding on the door of your cell.
Why are they... your cell, why are they banging
Well,
to get in?
you're in a monastery. They just call the small rooms cells.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you're in, like, prison, like, let me in! You have no control over whether the door is open or not.
You call, "One moment," and throw on your clothes, a brown woolen robe, which is folded neatly on a stone bench next to your bed. You open the door to find a man wearing a leather jerkin. I don't know what that is.
He does he have sunglasses on?
Looks like a leather vest. Like a tunic, but just the...
Nah, it's a leather
not-
jacket.
but not long.
And it's got a cobra on the back, and he's got, what is it, flames that look like naked lady shapes.
Yeah,
beside
that's
it.
true.
And sunglasses.
That's the jerkin I have, at least.
Yeah.
So I guess he's wearing this leather vest over a suit of light chainmail, so that looks stupid. He has a sword at his side. He's obviously a soldier in someone's army, but whose? Are you Count Renzo's envoy?
Oh, the envoy.
I'm so sleepy. And your uncle is the Duke of Richmond? You hesitate before answering. The monks at the monastery know of your connection to the Count, but almost no one except Renzo knows that your uncle is the Duke of Richmond in England. So
I mean, they're all
exciting.
interrelated, right? All the royals.
Yep. We're all
Gotta
related.
keep that bloodline pure and purple.
Mustardy.
Yeah. Mustard is famously purple.
And pure.
Yeah.
Without waiting for your reply, the soldier continues, "You must come with me at once. Cardinal Rossi has sent me to bring you to him. It is a matter of extreme urgency." You know that Cardinal Rossi is the Chamberlain to the Pope, and is the second most powerful man in the Vatican. This summons could have something to do with your request to see the Pope. "I repeat," the soldier says, "it is very urgent that you come with me now. If you are ready, we will leave at once."
Wow.
Still you hesitate. Ugh. Why would the cardinal send for you in the middle of the night? Rome can be a dangerous place in daylight. Okay, and wandering around the darkness just before dawn is unheard of. And to leave the safety of a monastery in the company of a total stranger who is carrying a sword might not be a wise choice. How do you even know the soldier? Well, I don't know. It's handsome, so...
Because he could just be like a mercenary who's there to kill you.
Yeah, but he's got a sword. He'll protect you if he's a good guy.
Or he'll stab you.
He's got a leather vest on.
He has that cobra vest.
Yeah, but since when does leather vest mean good guy?
It means bad boy. And you want to go with the bad boy, am I right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We should really get going, the soldier insists. If you decide to go with the soldier, turn to page 8. If you refuse to go with... you want to go with them?
No, I just like how the voice of the soldier has morphed.
It's not sexy. Go with the soldier.
Well, now I have a clear picture of him and how sexy he is.
Yeah.
But we could be a cool monk that does monk stuff.
We can, just because we go with him doesn't mean we aren't a monk anymore.
What if the monk order doesn't allow us back because we're too cool now?
I don't think you're a monk. Aren't you just hanging out in there?
I don't know anything.
You said we had monk robes. We're in a monastery.
I think you're just staying there for some reason.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go with him.
Yeah, go.
All right.
You didn't even fight me. You know how hot he is.
Very well, you reply to the soldier. I'll go with you. You hastily tie on your sandals and throw a cloak around your shoulders. Will I be coming back here? You ask. I do not know, the soldier replies.
I like us imagining you doing like kissing sounds at the end.
You decide to take with you only Renzo's letter to the Pope and the ring he gave you to prove that you're his envoy. You're in the doorway to your cell when you think of something else. You turn back to your bed, put your hand under the mattress, and slip into the sleeve of your robe the small stiletto your uncle, the Duke, gave you when you left England.
Just imagining that's a shoe. Yeah. I need my little tiny
Cinderella story. Let's go, you say, and follow the soldier into the cold, empty street. Just stay close to me, the soldier whispers as he starts off at a brisk pace. As you follow the soldier through the small back streets and alleyways near the Vatican, you try to memorize the turns you're making, but you soon realize they are hopelessly lost. At one point, you can hear the splashing of water as the voices of men. You decide they are probably fishermen who are about to set out to the Tiber River in a boat. I do not remember anything about history class.
I think that sounds right. Okay. I don't know.
It's not far now, the soldier says. It's the next palazzo up on the left. The first hint of light is appearing in the east and the sky is turning from jet black to a dark blue. Suddenly, two hooded figures jump from the shadows of a doorway. Their swords are drawn. In a flash, without a question asked or word spoken, your escort pulls his sword to challenge the strangers. Quick, run to the palazzo for help, he shouts to you. The porter will let you in.
You know what I mean?
The soldier has backed the two assailants against the wall and stands between you and them. You can easily run to the palazzo before they can get by him, but you don't want to leave your escort alone to face the two armed men. You feel the hilt of your little dagger and the sleeve of your robe and hesitate.
Stop.
If you run to safety at the palazzo, turn to page 22. If you stay to help the soldier fight, turn to page 88.
Help him fight? We're a monk.
Yeah,
no, we're not.
Oh, now we're a monk?
We're not.
I'm not the one who didn't think we were a monk.
We are not.
I think we should follow his directions.
I think he can take care of himself. I am jealous, but I think he can take care of himself. Leave him.
Right.
Because he will come in and will be like, oh, you're so mysterious. What happened? Wow, you bested them. You're so good.
Yeah. Plus, if we get our face cut, it's like our moneymaker.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Here we go. Knowing that you will not be much help for the soldier with only a dagger against the men with swords, you dart past him and race to the plaza for help. Quick, you tell the porter. The cardinal's man is being attacked on the street. Raise an alarm. The porter steps through the door to take a look, then hurries back inside and pulls a cord next to the door. Suddenly, a peal of bells sounds, and 4 soldiers rush out of a room nearby, each carrying a sword. They run past you into the street towards the fight. Come this way, the porter says. His Eminence is waiting for you in the study. You look back at the door, thinking you should follow the other soldiers to help. Don't worry about them, the porter says. Bruno will be all right. Come with me. The cardinal is most anxious to see you. I guess. Very sexual name.
Yeah, it's a hot name, for sure.
You follow the porter up a wide staircase and down a corridor to a set of double doors. Inside, you're met by a black-haired girl dressed in a long velvet gown. Once you're inside the study, she departs, closing the heavy doors behind her. At the far end of the immense room, Cardinal Rossi is seated behind a large wooden desk, his features barely illuminated by a single candle, like a total creep.
That's really weird.
The wall behind him is lined from floor to ceiling with books. You cross to the desk, and the cardinal motions you to sit opposite him. There's some bad news for you, I think, he says. Turning a page. Okay. You look at the cardinal apprehensively and wait for him to continue. Count Renzo has been kidnapped, he says, and pauses to let the news sink in. That we never knew about that.
He's so dramatic. Oh, they're gonna light one candle and deliver the news.
By whom? You ask, trying to keep your voice steady.
You sound like Shaggy. Oh, no!
By agents of the Duke of Genoa? Salami? Is that how you say that? That kind of salami?
Yeah, that's how.
Okay, good.
Wait, by the Duke of Genoa Salami?
The cardinal replies, as you know, the Duke of Genoa and the Doge of Venice are at war.
What?
I don't know. What that is.
Doge, the little...
Is it the Shiba Inu?
Yeah. Little dog.
No.
I'll just say dog.
The dog, the only dog of whatever town.
What does Count Renzo have to do with that, you ask? We did not know ourselves, the cardinal says, until this letter arrived at the Breezy Palazzo here in Rome 2 days ago. The cardinal picks up a letter from his desk and holds it in his hand. The count's sister brought it straight to me, and I took it to the Pope. A girl suddenly appears at the cardinal's side. As she steps into the light, you see that it's the same girl who opened the doors when you entered the study. Only now she's wearing a long woolen gown, and her hair is piled on top of her head. Perhaps she slipped back into the room through a secret door.
What?
I don't know. I
don't believe that that's the same person. Why would you do that?
I have no idea.
Also, I guess she changed into something more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wanted to get more sexual.
She loves bad news.
Yeah. She's like, oh, somebody's going to need comforting in a minute.
Let me put on my crying robes.
Mm-hmm. Get my hair up so there's no snot in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know the count's sister, Giovanna Brizzi? Cardinal asks. Name dropper.
Yeah, I do.
No, you reply weakly. You did not even know Renzo had a sister. There seems to be so many things about Renzo you do not know. Do you know that the Count is an old childhood friend of Marco Polo, the explorer? Again.
Oh my god, what is this? Hey, did you know that? Like, isn't this supposed to be your uncle?
I don't remember.
I don't think
so.
they've described any family lineage.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, because, like, if you don't remember that he had a sister, then it's like, you don't even know you have an aunt or anything about anything. Wait, what? What do you mean?
Yes, you reply, relieved that you do know this. I've heard that Renzo speak of it many times. Well, the letter demands that Marco Polo give the Duke of Genoa the secret of the exploding powder that he brought back from China in exchange for the Count's life.
This isn't funny, but it is. He's just so snotty.
Yeah.
Why didn't they send the letter to Marco Polo? You ask, beginning to be a little suspicious. Marco Polo has been visiting Rome and is staying at the Brizzi family palazzo. I see.
I like how we're starting to sound like Luke Skywalker.
What?
Well, it just reminded me of whenever he's like at the beginning of A New Hope, whenever he's whining about like, but I wanted to go to Tashi Station to get some power converters.
I thought he was turning into like a cartoon mouse, but you're like, oh, he's whiny, so
he is
Luke.
It's in the subtext. Yes, he's slowly turning into mouse.
Yeah.
The letter says that if Genoa doesn't receive the secret in 1 week, the Count will be killed. Alas, there are 2 reasons we cannot give in to that demand. 1, there's no guarantee the kidnappers will not kill the Count once they have the secret of the exploding powder. And 2, Marco Polo believes the powder can be put to destructive uses, and the Duke of Genoa is a kind man who would use it, the kind of man who would use it to make himself ruler of all Italy. What do you want of me? Turning pages.
Well, what did Marco
Polo... turn a lot of pages.
Yeah.
I mean, what did Marco Polo think would happen by bringing gunpowder back?
He thought he wanted fireworks. That's all they did with it, right?
Yeah, he wanted, like, Gandalf-style fireworks.
Oh, yeah. Marco is a bro.
Yeah.
It's like, cost some fireworks. That's all I care about.
And he invented that game.
Yeah, he invented that game.
So he play it by himself in the mirror in its original version.
He's like, I'm trying to find myself. It's just sad when you play it by yourself. Marco. What if somebody else said Polo, though? If he was trying to find himself.
Well, that's how you know if an intruder's in your house.
Yeah, like if he's married and she's just like, Polo, God, you're fine.
No, Bloody Mary.
Oh.
In the mirror.
Yeah. Or his own reflection says it back. See, this is a better story already.
Yes. What were they thinking?
Yeah.
We know the monastery where Renzo is being held, the cardinal says. God, he loves
of course
gossip.
He does. Yeah, he's like, I know all this stuff, but you don't know anything.
You must try to free him. We want you to lead a rescue mission. You hesitate. Renzo's your teacher and friend, and you would do anything to try to save him. But you know there's little you could do to rescue the Count from inside a monastery. Perhaps it will be wiser to simply offer the kidnappers a ransom. Ugh, what a weakling.
Wow. You're lazy.
If you follow your impulse to say yes immediately... Wait, doesn't seem like that's your impulse. Turn to page 11. If you think it wiser to offer a ransom first, turn to page 116.
Well, here's what we do. We offer a ransom, and then we abscond with the ransom.
Wouldn't we be paying the ransom?
No. We don't have any money. All we had was whatever we took, the little weird blade. We don't have any money.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, though. Like, the whole point of this is to save Renzo. Shouldn't we
He's
try
an
to
adult.
save Renzo? A kidnapped adult.
You can't kidnap an adult, Paul.
Fine, he's been adult napped.
Ever heard of it? Fine, we'll go save him.
Okay. I hear he's very handsome. It might be worth it.
Okay. I'm in.
The cardinal told me. He knows all about it.
Did you know that he is voted Italy's sexiest man alive?
By me.
Every year.
Of course I'll go to the monastery, you reply. When do I leave?
Oh my god.
This morning, the cardinal says. The porter appears and the cardinal goes to confer with him. Cardinal soon returns to the desk and begins to write on a sheet of parchment. This is a letter to the abbot of the monastery of Trevi, Father Domenico. The cardinal says, we have learned from one of our spies that Count Renzo is being held there. Ugh. He just loves dropping all this information several times.
I'm so powerful.
And he is loudly narrating this while he's writing, correct?
Yeah. I feel like he's gonna like seal it with wax so you can't read it.
Apparently, one of the monks in Trevi is in the pay of the Duke of Genoa. The trouble is that we have no proof. Even the abbot does not know of our suspicions. He thinks Renzo and his kidnappers are simple pilgrims. It is a large monastery full of dangerous underground passages and secret cells, and we do not know where Renzo is or whether he is being guarded.
I just imagine that after that sentence, he like threw down like one of those gypsy smoke things.
What am I to do? This letter introduces you and Giovanna as friends on a retreat, wink. You must find the Count before the Duke's men learn of your mission and move him, or... The cardinal looks at Giovanna and adds under his breath, or something worse.
Oh my god.
He's loving this. The doors open again, and in walks the soldier who escorted you from the Franciscans.
Yes.
His leather jerkin is cut. And he is cut.
I bet he's cut underneath, yeah.
And there's blood on one sleeve.
Oh, hot!
Not his blood, though.
No way. You should have seen the other guy's jerkin. Right? Because it was cut.
I know. I was just thinking of
cut.
that as a verb.
Yeah. The other guy's jerkin.
You know Bruno, the cardinal says.
Oh, God, his name's Bruno!
Yeah. He will accompany you. You're hurt! You exclaim. God, we're so annoying. All right. It's not my blood, Bruno says.
Yes!
Called
Smiles.
He smiles. Does he wink too?
Yeah, and winks.
A wolfish grin.
Yes.
It says that here, yes.
What happened? You ask, relieved to see the soldier alive. The cardinal interrupts. There will be enough time for that on the road. He doesn't want in on this juicy gossip.
He already knows.
Okay, does.
I just
You
think
must
he doesn't want to watch two men consummate in front of him.
No, well, he doesn't want to hear the colorful version Bruno's going to tell you to impress you. He wants to hear the facts.
Yes.
Well, that wasn't what I assumed he was saying. There was enough time for that on the road.
They're just going to, like, be, like, doing that while walking.
They could be horseback. And then
Bareback.
bareback.
This podcast is for all ages.
Yes. Let's see. You must leave. It is nearly daylight. The cardinal seals the letter and hands it to you. He does seal it, you're right. What an idiot.
God.
Your
Even why
horses.
you read it?
Your horses are waiting for you at the side entrance to the palazzo, he says. Good luck. What a jerk. You ride with Giovanna and Bruno to the gates of Rome. The sun is already up by the time you leave the city. Bruno motions for you to turn off the main road and onto a path that leads to the banks of the Tiber.
He's like, I know a spot. Let's go this way. It's more secluded.
At the riverside there's a pier, and tied to it is a boat with two men inside. We leave the horses here, Bruno says. We will go the rest of the way by boat. We can't just leave the horses, he protests.
Well, they'll get scared.
Yeah. How do you know we can trust these men? Time is of the essence, he replies. This route will help us to get to Trevi as soon as possible. The horses know the way back to the Cardinal's palazzo.
I mean, they do.
They do.
They're majestic and wonderful creatures.
You're surprised by this sudden change of plan. You know that you would make better time by traveling on the water as far as Orvieto, and then crossing to Trevi by land. But you do not know these men in the boat. If you decide to continue the trip by water, turn to page 18. If you tell Bruno you prefer to stay with the horses, turn to page 49.
Oh, this is a really tough choice. Because I really like those horses. Because they're cute. But so is Bruno. So I guess
Wait.
the question is, how thirsty am I?
I think you're telling him that you would rather go on horseback, not just stay alone weirdly with the horses.
Well, no, I mean, it's a choice of like, just, I'll stay behind and tend to the horse.
You go ahead.
Yeah. No, it was like, either you tell him that you trust him and will go anywhere that he wants to go because you love him, or maybe we should do my plan, like.
Yeah, do we want Bruno to think that we're like the commanding
Am I the bottom?
leader type?
Or
We are.
big time.
All right. All right. Then I guess we're going by boat.
All right, Bruno, take me to the boat.
All right. You decide that now is not the time for doubts. You will leave by boat with Bruno and Giovanna. Let's get started, you say, and the three of you set off.
Ahoy, matey! I'm ready. Got my boat shoes on.
Bruno explains that you will travel up the Tiber by road to Orvieto, and then take the horses across the Umbrian hills to the monastery at Trevi. God, these guys are such nerds that are writing this.
Yeah.
You make good time, and the first night finds you near the Ort, I don't know. You make camp there not far from the banks of the Tiber. The next morning, however, only one of the boatmen is at the river waiting to continue the journey. He explains that his partner became ill during the night and has returned to Rome by land. You think the story suspicious, but decide to go ahead on the journey. You're not even an hour up the river when the boat begins to leak. We must put into the shore, the boatman says, and repair the leak. Accidents will happen. You feel certain that the leak is not an accident, but maybe you shouldn't say it that way. Jeez.
What in the world? This is so weird.
Yeah. But you're not sure how to proceed. You don't want the boat to sink in the middle of the river, but you know that every delay threatens the Count's life. If you put into the shore, turn to page 10. If you insist on continuing despite the leak, turn to page 28.
No!
I mean, yeah, what are we going to do? Like, shove our, hand over it? Or?
Yeah. I believe in us!
Like, put your finger in the hole and then another one happens, like in cartoons.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're going to have to go to the shore.
Yeah, that's not a choice.
Yeah. If
Do you want to die in the lake or die by these men's hands? Because apparently they're lying and ruining everything.
All right. Very well, you say. Make for shore. As the boatman.
It's like, make for certain. Make for sure, okay? Make for sure it's safe. I'm glad the horses aren't on this journey. This is terrible.
This is stressful.
Yeah.
As the boatman is maneuvering for land, you whisper to Giovanna and Bruno. This is no accident, you tell them. The other boatmen sabotaged us and then fled, and we can likely expect more attempts to delay us.
It's like talking like a speak and spell.
I agree, Bruno says.
I'm so manly.
What will we do? Giovanna asks. Let's see. I don't know who's speaking. We'll think of a plan when we get to shore. There must be another route to the monastery. And meanwhile, we must be very careful. Once you pull the boat ashore, you examine it more carefully. It's obvious that someone has drilled a hole in the boat. The boatman says it will take at least 2 days to repair. We cannot wait 2 days, you say. Someone is trying to keep us from reaching the monastery. Where are we? Oh, wait, where are we? You ask the boatman. He does not reply, except to shrug his shoulders. I don't know. Giovanna points to some rows of neatly planted and pruned olive trees. Those olive groves are part of the farm, she says. There may be a farmhouse nearby. We can find out where we are and perhaps rent horses for the rest of our journey. Turning pages. You and Giovanna and Bruno start out across the field towards the olive groves. You walk for half an hour before you come to the road. By one side of it, 4 men are seated across a small fire. One of the men is second boatman, the one who supposedly was taken ill and returned to Rome. Trouble on the river? The treacherous
What in the
boatman
world?
asks. They all laugh.
This is so messed up.
They're all laughing at you. Bruno reaches for his sword. No one laughs at Bruno.
No.
But all 4 men are immediately on their feet, their own weapons in hand. What do you want with us? Giovanna asked.
Don't touch me, anything. Oh, I'm such a brutish man.
Let's just say you'll be our guest
Oh, no.
for a week or 2, the boatman says. Ugh. You suspect that the 3 evil-looking characters are the boatman, or with the boatman, highwaymen who have been hired to keep you from reaching the monastery. You think of a possible plan to get away. How much is the Duke of Genoa paying you? Oh, wait. How much is the Duke of Genoa paying you? You ask one of the highwaymen. Who said anything about the Duke of Genoa? The boatman asks nervously.
Why is he nervous?
I don't know what.
Because we figured out
What he
who's
has.
paying him.
Who said anything? You're
Why do you
stealing
ask?
us. You can't be nervous.
Yeah. Why do you ask? The highwayman says, ignoring the boatman. We will pay you twice as much to let us go, you say. That's a lie, the boatman says. They have no money with them. We searched their belongings. Ooh. Nasty.
Dang.
And let's see. We have some gold ducats? Ducats?
Ducats.
Yeah,
Ducats.
ducats.
Yeah.
I have never heard that word. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. It's like when I never heard lapel said out loud, and I just kept saying
Oh,
lapel. Okay, so hidden in an olive grove near here, you say, ignoring the boatman. Let's see. Let me borrow one of your horses to get them, and I will give them to you in exchange for letting us go. You will simply steal the horse and ride away, the highwayman says. One of your men can come with me, you say. And you can keep Giovanna and Bruno here with you as guarantees. You made a deal with the Duke, the boatman says to the others. You can have the Duke's money and ours, you point out, playing the highwayman's greed. You'll be sorry if you cross the Duke, the boatman warns. Are you afraid of the Duke? You ask. Just to fuel the argument. Oh, jeez, all these voices.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of anybody, the highwayman boasts, but now speaking directly to the boatman. What?
I'm certainly not afraid of you, baby.
Oh boy. You're making a big mistake, the boatman warns. Says who? The highwayman retorts as the other 2 men join the argument. While the 4 of them argue and trade threats, you silently motion to Bruno and Giovanna to move toward the horses tethered nearby.
Seriously?
So you pulled a, what is it, like in The Hobbit?
Oh, where
like
you got
trying
the
to tell
trolls
him-
to argue?
See how to cook you.
At your signal, the 3 of you run to them and leap on. The startled highwaymen and boatmen stare helplessly after you, yelling and shaking their fists as you ride off. You ride past the rows of olive trees, still unsure where you are. After a mile or so, you finally see a farmhouse. At the same time, you spot a signpost indicating you're on the road to Spoleto. Spoleto? I don't know. Okay.
I don't know.
You think that everyone's going to know that I don't know how to read.
No, guys, she just doesn't know how to talk. Just kidding, you're fine.
You think
Nobody
that,
knows these words.
Okay. You think that this might be the road to Trevi, which is just north of Spoleto, but you're not sure. You could stop at the farmhouse to ask for the right direction, but you hate to waste any more time. If you stop at the farmhouse, turn to page 26. If you keep riding, turn to page 25.
I mean, how much time are you going to waste if you don't know where you're going?
There's no time.
And you just like, fuck it, I'm just going to go somewhere.
There's no time.
You stop.
There's no time.
Are you serious?
We have to press on.
Rock, paper,
We're going
scissors.
to rock, paper, scissors.
All right.
This is ridiculous.
All right.
Megan, you have to say it.
Oh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Paper.
I get scissors, baby! Directions.
All right. You decide to stop at the farmhouse. As soon as you ride up to it, a dozen farmhands surround you and Bruno and Giovanna, swinging pitchforks and kitchen knives. What?
Oh my god, what? This is
Nasty
for
farm.
directions.
Jeez. The horses you have taken from the highwaymen were stolen from this very farm during the night.
God.
Oh, nice.
Come on.
Why would they think that you're just returning them? I don't know. You explain how you came by the animals, but the owner of the farm refuses to believe you.
Crap.
You're all held in the wine cellar as prisoners for several months. There, the three of you are forced to work in oil press until a traveling judge passes through the area and pronounces you innocent of all wrongdoing, whereupon you return to Rome. The end.
What? That is ridiculous.
How'd the judge know you were there?
Don't be smug, because there is no way that I would have known that it was their horses. Fine, let's just press on with no direction and end up dead.
Okay.
Or into someone's cellar for months. Why didn't they even mention if your uncle was okay or whatever he is? He's
We
not your
have our
uncle.
intuition to guide us.
You ride with Bruno and Giovanna all day, stopping only once at a spring to water the horses. He thinks horses are like plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Splash water on them.
I just
hope for the
imagine, like,
best.
you didn't stop at all. Like, you just peed on the horses and stuff. Like,
That was the watering.
He has to
you
stop,
gotta
though.
stop
He has to
and
concentrate.
really focus. Yeah.
It's a narrow urethra. He's got to, like...
Plus, there's the whole ceremony and everything, you know.
Right.
It's true. By the time it's dusk, you're within sight of the monastery. You decide... well, I guess you do know where you're going.
Oh, we
I
found
mean,
it.
what the hell?
What do you know?
Shut up.
You decide to make camp for the night and approach the monastery at daybreak.
Seriously?
The
That
monastery,
is
There's no
so
time.
stupid.
the monastery
Oh my
stands
God.
on top of a steep mountain, and you make your camp at the base of it. You see a narrow opening at the face of the mountain and discover it leads to a small cave where the three of you will be able to sleep undisturbed. At one point during the night, however, you are awakened by the mewing of a cat. You try to go back to
Yay.
sleep, but the cat begins to butt you on the shoulder with its head. Aw.
Oh my god, this is the best.
You raise up on one elbow, and the cat continues to meow and runs towards the entrance of the cave.
Oh, it's like when our cat does that, she just wants me to go with her so I can watch her eat food that she already knows is in her bowl. So that's what it's doing. It's like, come look what I made. Go watch me eat. Look at my food dish.
Come look at what I'm going to puke up in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Aw.
Because I eat too fast because I'm too excited.
Yeah, Cricket likes to take his food and put it in my shoes and eat it out of them.
Nice.
Back to the cat thing.
Yeah, anyway.
If you get up and follow the cat, turn to page 30. If you go back
Of course
to
I
sleep,
do.
turn to page 39.
I'm pretty
follow the cat.
Pretty sleepy, though.
You have to follow the cat.
I do like taking naps in this podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have to follow the cat.
Usually everything turns out okay, but the cat's trying to help you.
I know.
Or he is trying to lead us to a trap.
Nah.
Cat trap.
Nah. I trust it implicitly.
Okay.
You get up and go after the cat to see what it wants. As soon as you step outside the cave, you notice someone or something, moving above you in the shadows.
Ugh,
The cat,
just undulating.
yeah, which you had almost forgotten somehow, then begins to rub up against your leg. You reach down to pick it up, and several pebbles fall around you, followed by one or two small rocks. In a flash, the danger is clear. You shout to Giovanna and Bruno, and dash back into the cave to rouse them. By the time all three of you are safely outside, the rock slide is a torrent, raining down boulders that seal the entrance to the cave in a matter of moments.
Oh, he helped you.
For the rest of the night, you take turns keeping watch. At first light, the three of you start up the mountain towards the monastery. But you only...
What about the cat?
and the cat. Well, there is a picture, and you do have the cat in your arms.
Yes.
See.
Good. He's fine. He's with me now. Yay!
You've only gone a few hundred yards when you suddenly remember, the cat who saved your lives.
Oh my god, what?
If you go...
Oh, right. There's a friggin' cat that made me not die in a cave. Whatever.
If you
I'm done with this.
go back to get the cat, turn to page 73. If you decide you don't have time to get the cat, turn to page 48. Come on.
Oh my god, this isn't even a
It's
choice.
not a
Get the
choice.
cat.
Getting it. God.
But what kind of monster doesn't get the cat?
I don't know.
There's no time, Stephanie.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not serious.
You get it?
I'd go get the cat.
Oh, you ride back to find the cat. Come on, little fellow. Come on, little fellow, you say, picking the animal up and holding it in your hand. Oh, it's small. You put the
Just one hand.
You put the cat in your cloak and rejoin the others. Where did you go? Giovanna asks. I forgot something, you reply. You no sooner speak than the cat meows from inside your cloak. Giovanna stares at you at first, but after a moment, her face eases into a smile. It should have a name, she says. We'll call it Jasper, you say.
Oh my god.
Good luck. He's a good luck charm. God, I hate us.
Okay.
That was the weirdest little aside.
Yeah.
The climb to the monastery is difficult and takes you most of the morning. You arrive just before noon at the huge doors and pull the bell chain. Shortly, a small door in the corner of one of the large doors opens, and the figure of a hooded monk appears. He says nothing.
Wait a minute.
Wait, is he going to tell us that no one can see the wizard?
Oh, this is what I was just thinking about. Wow.
No, what I was thinking was whatever the count is being held prisoner in this monastery,
Yeah.
and you guys just walk up and friggin' knock on the door.
Yeah. We've got a good
Sometimes
luck
the
charm.
direct approach is the best approach.
Hey, give him!
No,
What are you gonna do?
We're here to look at their tapestries.
This is a German castle. You have tapestries. I don't remember if it was German.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Or Austrian.
Yeah, it was probably Austrian.
Yeah.
If you are an Austrian, I don't remember it. I'm sorry.
I like to think that's how an actual outtake of Harrison Ford went. Like he forgot his line.
I don't fucking know it. Let's just go on.
It's like, I don't know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're done.
All right, here we go. Good morning, you begin. We are friends of Cardinal Rossi and we seek sanctuary for a retreat. I'm instructed to give this to the abbot. You take the cardinal's letter from your pocket and hand it to the monk. Before you can say another word, he thrusts the letter in his robe and slams the door in your face.
Oh my god.
Strange behavior, you observe.
You sound like you're from the Midwest now and you're just like so good natured. Oh, he's a strange fella.
Very strange.
Apologize to any listeners in the Midwest.
Nah. Well, we were pretty much raised in the Midwest, right? I mean, it's fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. You wait for several minutes, and just as you're about to pull the bell chain again, the door abruptly opens and the monk beckons you inside. I am Father Ludovico, he says. Follow me. The monk leads you down a long corridor and ushers you into a small room off one side. A short, plump man with a bald head and a bright red nose greets you.
I know who I'm going to be in the illustration.
We're going to see Santa.
It's Santa.
Yeah.
Santa.
I am Santa, abbot of the monastery here at Dreven, he says, grasping your hand. Although it's more like an inn than a monastery just now. He just has my voice.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You ask, your curiosity aroused.
Oh, I'm so curious, just like my friend here. The cat.
We've had so many
Venus.
visitors lately, he replies. There's the poor man who's ill, the one who was brought by 2 other men, and then there's an old Asian gentleman and a pilgrim from Cathay. I don't know. Where's the man who was brought here ill? Giovanna blurts out, unable to contain her excitement.
Oh my god, she's just blowing
She's
it.
blowing this. She's so stupid, I hate her.
Gotta be cool, Giovanna, or whatever.
Ugh, she's
Your
done
name
like
is? I don't remember.
20 costume changes since she's gotten into this monastery.
Oh, it's that girl?
Yeah.
I honestly had no idea who she was. I'm
Yeah.
like, I guess she's on the strip. Picked up a stray. Oh, another stray. That's
Yeah.
why she was mad at the cat. Because she was like, hey, on the stray.
She
And then
wasn't
she was
mad.
like, it's a cat,
Oh,
though.
okay.
Yeah. The abbot looks startled by the urgency of her question. I don't know, he confesses. He was in the apothecary, but now he's in one of the cells. Why? We're interested in the medical arts, you say.
We like sick stuff, so can we poke it with a stick?
Smooth cover.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could see
arts.
Perhaps we could see the patient later? Perhaps, says the abbot. Would you like me to see you to your cells now, or would you prefer to join me in the chapel? It's nearly time for our noontime prayers. Lunch will follow.
Oh my god. I thought of him calling it's almost time for the nooner. I was like, what's wrong with me?
You'd like to go to your cells to plan how you will search for the count, but the abbot may be able to tell you more about the mysterious visitor who is brought here ill. If you ask to go to your cells first, turn to page 32. If you go to the chapel with the abbot, turn to page 9.
Okay, wait. If we think that Renzo got kidnapped, why wouldn't we assume it was the guy who came with 2 other people?
I don't know. Like they said he was brought here by 2 other people.
Yeah. I don't understand why we're focusing on the sick guy.
We like sick stuff.
Yeah, we went. It's like a jellyfish on the beach. We can't resist.
Look, I don't want to sit through church service. Let's just go to the cells.
Yeah, let's go do our own thing. We're on vacay.
Vacay with our kitty cat. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we would like to see your cells first, you say. Of course, the abbot replies, and makes a slight motion with his hand. Suddenly the monk who escorted you to the abbot reappears. Father Ludovico will show you the way. Perhaps we will see you at lunch. The abbot walks off towards the chapel, and the father turns and heads in the opposite direction. He leads you down another long corridor. You pass the door through which you smell the aroma of baking bread. Is that the kitchen? You ask.
Oh my god.
Ooh, time for a nibble.
I like the baking arts too.
We're interested in all sorts of arts.
Father nods his head. A few yards further, you pass some stairs leading up towards one of the towers. Where do those stairs lead? You ask. He replies with one word. Library.
He wants to die. He's like, why does he always make me drag around the windows?
Oh, God. Encouraged, for some reason, you try to ask him about other visitors to the monastery, but this time he ignores your questions. You turn a corner, and he stops in front of an open door. He motions you to enter and then leads Giovanna and Bruno to 2 adjacent but unconnected cells. Then he disappears around the corner. Your cell is small and bare with only a bed, table, and chair. There's one window high up in the stone wall. Lying on the bed is a piece of folded parchment. It is addressed simply to the Cardinal's envoy, and it's sealed in wax. You rip it open. If you want to know about him, come at once to the apiary.
Yeah, I love looking at apes.
Is that
not what an
a bee
apiary is.
thing?
Yeah, it's a bee thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna sting you with a bunch of bees. It's great.
I was gonna grab him and just hold him to you.
Yeah, he's just like rub them on you.
Ah, you think. Someone not only knows you're from the Cardinal, but also knows you're here looking for the Count. You quickly go to Giovanna's cell to show her the letter. Look at this, you say, handing the parchment to her. While she reads it, Bruno joins you. How does he know? Giovanna scowls. Looks like a trap to me, she says. I think we should go to the apothecary. Maybe the chemist can tell us about the man who was brought in here ill.
This
What's
guy.
wrong with her?
I don't know. She may be right, you think, but the note was written by someone who knows about your mission and could lead you to Count Renzo. On the other hand, your best lead to the mysterious visitor might be the apothecary. If you do what the note says, then go to the apiary. Go to page 113. If you go to the apothecary, turn to page 53.
Wait, so the guy who's sick is definitely separate from the guy who was brought in?
I don't know.
Like,
Well, he said it as a list. He said,
well,
like,
I didn't know if it was like he's sick, he was brought in by,
oh,
or if it was like there's a sick guy, there's somebody who was hauled in, and you know,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Because I mean, why else would she be so obsessed with him?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you guys want to go with the bees?
I mean, I don't want to be stung to death by bees,
But
I also do want to be stung to death by bees.
yeah, let's go.
know.
Let's go to B-Town.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just get this obvious trap out of the way,
Yeah,
and
plan
then
B.
we'll go to the apothecary.
Plan B.
Plan B? Oh, God. I hate you.
I have to follow this up and go to the apiary at once, you can tell Giovanna. Why don't you go to the apothecary while Bruno and I find out what this note means? We'll meet you later.
You're gonna get Bruno killed? God.
No, Bruno's gonna fight off the bees
Yeah.
with his sword.
Okay. What's the cat gonna do?
It's just slipping in your pocket.
Yeah, continue to be.
Oh. I don't want him to get crushed when I fall on him because I'm dead from bees.
Well, don't fall on that side.
Yeah.
I don't really have a choice. Fall and crush the cat, or don't fall, or don't crush the cat. I don't know. What's it gonna say?
Which one could I possibly choose?
No, I mean, it's not gonna give me that choice. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
God, what am I doing?
Giovanna sets off in search of the apothecary, while you and Bruno go outside. Some monks are feeding the livestock in the barnyard, and you ask one of them the way to the apiary. He does not speak, but points around the side of the monastery. As soon as you turn the corner, you walk into a wide open field. In the distance, you see a cluster of beehives. You and Bruno head towards the apiary. As you walk hurriedly across the field, you notice a large fish pond to the left of a cluster of beehives and some woods behind them. As you get closer, you see two men fighting near the largest of the cone-shaped hives. You shout to the men as you and Bruno run towards them. Both men freeze and turn to look at you. Your arrival has caught them both by surprise, but it has surprised one of them more than the other. How do you know?
Why do we care about that?
One man's mouth is just like really open.
Oh my god! He's like peeing. I can't believe it!
In an instant, the man in the beekeeper's hat grabs a big stick from the ground and hits the monk on the head. What?
What?
The monk crumples forward and the other man turns to face you. It's really weird. As Bruno draws his sword, the man abruptly opens the little gate to the beehives. He thrusts his stick deep into one of the hives and drops the stick and runs towards the woods at the far end of the apiary. A mass of very angry bees swarms out of the hive, forming a black cloud. Oof. You look around for Bruno and see him kneeling over the monk, who appears to be unconscious. You want to catch the man in the beekeeper's hat and demand the answers to a few questions. But the bees are swarming, and their buzzing is growing louder. You look back towards the fish pond. Suddenly, the swarm of bees is flying straight at you. Uh-oh. If you run towards the woods after the man, turn to page 44. If you dash to the pond, turn to page 60.
Pond. Look.
But what if you go after the man?
Yeah,
Ever think of that?
Yeah, but we got to do the cartoon logic here. We got to get a read and.
But if we don't chase after him, we're never going to catch him so we can pull off his mask and he can be like, vile again. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll just lose him.
You
we
kids.
Will, but we also won't be killed by bees.
They're not going to chase. They're going to get Bruno. He's right there.
No. Nope.
He's the sexy one. Bees
Yeah, they're going to want his blood.
They want his honey.
Make him all puffy.
They don't take his blood.
Bees drink your blood. Everybody knows that.
I thought bees drank semen. Thought that was a thing.
Oh, well, then they're going to definitely want to go after Bruno.
Well, they pollinate, yeah, by crawling down the urethra.
Yeah. Our urethra is really narrow, if you remember, so they're not going to want to.
They're not going to want to get in there. I don't know what to do.
Let's go to the pond.
All right, fine.
Okay. You run as fast as you can for the pond. You leap in just ahead of the bees and stay underwater for as long as you can hold your breath, even though you brought a little cartoon read with you. Just when you think you're about to pass out, you thrust your head out of the water and gasp for air, despite your read. To your relief, most of the bees are gone. You notice Bruno lying on the ground a few feet from the monk who was hit. Bruno has been stung several times, and his face is beginning to swell. Still handsome, though. The monk is holding his head. "Who are you?" the monk asks. "Why are you disturbing the bees?"
What? We didn't do anything.
Well, he doesn't know that.
"It was not I," you explain. "Who is that man who is here?" "I don't know. I never saw him before." "Did you send me a note asking me to come to the apiary?" "I don't even know who you are. What happened?"
I don't care about you.
Bruno moans sensually and tries to get up.
Yeah, I'm sure he succeeds. Am I right? Oh, Mom, I'm sorry.
Well, he's just like, my semen. It's all gone.
my muscles are so swole.
He falls back down. It is clear that the man in the beekeeper's hat sent you the note, and he was leading you into an ambush. You saw him run into the woods, and your instinct is to try to track him down. If you capture him, you can force him to tell you what he knows about Count Renzo, but both Bruno and the monk need medical attention. If you decide to search for the man in the beekeeper's hat, turn to page 105. If you help Bruno and the monk to the apothecary first, turn to page 70.
Dude, let's go help them to the friggin' doctor. Like, they're... What the hell? You're not gonna find him. You're terrible. right?
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Like, yeah, fend for yourselves. I gotta go chase after somebody in the woods. I have no tracking abilities at all. Bye.
The only reason I wouldn't want to is I worry that it's going to be one of those endings where it's just like, you take him to the doctor and then you search, but you don't really find anything, the end.
Yeah. You stop several times to water your kitten.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean...
No, I mean, let's go to the doctor and see what
Okay.
happens. But...
All right. You decide to help Bruno and the monk first. Bruno, can you walk? You ask. I think so, he replies. Only my face feels all funny. It is a bit swollen, you say.
Don't laugh at him, because he will draw his sword.
Yes, he will.
Remember? He will cut you down.
If you can walk on your own, I can help this monk. We must get you both back to the monastery. As you approach the monastery, you meet Giovanna on her way to look for you at the apiary. She leads you to the apothecary. Ugh. The chemist, Father Alfredo, I know that one, gives the monk some smelling salts and begins to mix some medicine to apply to the bee stings on Bruno's face.
Why would he do that? The monk's awake.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm no doctor, but
he needs him more awake. Actually, it's probably because he has a concussion. They don't want him to fall back asleep.
I don't know.
This will take
I
care of
don't
the
know
swelling.
from concussions.
This will take care of the swelling, the chemist says. Just mix it with a little water. He'll be all right. He should just stay quiet for a few hours. Can you tell me? You start to ask. I've told her, Father Alfredo says, interrupting you.
Ooh.
I don't like any of this one bit. Strangers coming and going. I'll tell you later, Giovanna says, and the two of you help Bruno back to his cell. You and Giovanna and Bruno get settled in his cell. Already the swelling has begun to go down. Tell me now what the chemist had to say, you asked Giovanna. 3 men came to the monastery a week ago. One of them was ill, and he was brought to the apothecary. Father Alfredo says the man was drugged. He kept him in the apothecary for the night, but in the morning he was gone. Gone? Gone where? Just gone. Disappeared. The other men said...
Solid gone.
The other men said he must have left the monastery in the night, but Father Alfredo says he was too sick to have done that on his own. Then he must be still here in the monastery, you say. It must be Count Renzo.
I know who's gonna help us.
Well, there's a herd of cats that are like dragging Count Renzo around.
The cat's gonna know. I hope it does. I want it to save the day.
Yes, Giovanna says, and for the first time her faith falters. I hope he's all right. They won't let him die, you assure her. Oh, Giovanna says.
Oh,
I knew.
damn.
I nearly forgot. Father Alfredo said the man was carrying a book. It was called My Travels. He gave it to Father Murillo in the library. She looks at you anxiously. What are you going to do now?
Oh my god.
The problem is that you don't know what to do. You suggest to Giovanna that she return to her cell while you decide. She agrees, and you try to think. Perhaps you should question the abbot more about the visitor, or perhaps you should go to the library. If you want to go to the abbot, turn to page 29. If you go to the library, turn to page 54.
I feel like we got all the information from the abbot.
Yeah, he's bewildered and like just good natured, so let's just go to the library.
Yeah.
You decide to go to the library, which is located on the top floor of the monastery's tower. After climbing all the stairs, you pause at the entrance to catch your breath. You enter the main door and look around. There's a main room with tables and chairs in it, and on the other side there's another door leading to reading rooms. At the far end of the main hall there's a large desk with a monk sitting behind it. Beyond the desk is another room with several scribes at work copying from open books. You go up to the monk at the main desk. I'm looking for a book, you say.
Oh my god, your shriek just pierces the silence.
Then you're in the right place, the monk replies dryly. Is Father Mario here? You ask. You're speaking to him.
Ooh.
Damn. Father Alfredo
Speaking.
was telling me about a book he gave to you. One of the recent visitors left it with him. What is the title? I believe it was called My Travels. Just at that moment, one of the monks at nearby table drops the volume he's holding, making a noise like a clap of thunder. He sheepishly picks up the book from the floor, but he stares hard at you. You recognize the monk who dropped the book as Father Levitico, the one who showed you your cells. It's interesting for some reason.
Suspicious.
The delightful guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Library.
Father Mario ignores the interruption. I'm afraid it's impossible for you to see any book that's not yet catalogued. Besides, you would need to get the abbot's permission, he says. I see, you say. Raval, will there be anything else? He asks. Not at present, you say. The librarian turns and retreats into the copying room. You're about to go when you see another monk beckoning you from the door to one of the reading rooms. He holds a finger to his lips and whispers in your ear at the same time. You are from Cardinal Rossi, he asks. You nod. I can get the book you seek, he whispers and puts a key in your hand. Come back after Vespers. I'll be waiting. You nod again and leave. Outside, Father Levitico is waiting for you. I couldn't hear but overhear your request, he says. I can get a copy of the book you want. Just follow me. I don't know. Everyone wants to give you this book.
Yeah, they're really lonely.
I didn't know there was a copy. Or I didn't know there was a copy, you reply. Where are we going? Just through here, he says, pointing to an arched door at the side of the tower. You want to see the book, but for some reason you're suspicious of Father Levitico. If you follow him, turn to page 75. If you refuse to go with him, turn to page 91.
No.
I don't believe in him. He's rude.
Thank you, brother, you say. But I'll find something else to read. You hastily retreat down the stairs. You find Giovanna back in her cell and tell her about your experience in the library. I've got some news too, she says. What is it? Remember when we first arrived? The abbot said that an Haitian gentleman named Sipango was also visiting the monastery. Right? I've seen him. He's also looking for the Count. How do you know? He told me, Giovanna says. He asked me if we had the book and seemed disappointed when I told him no. How did he know about the book? Sweet God,
I mean, come on, right?
I don't know, but he said there was not much time left. He wants to meet you after Vespers. Very well, you say, but first I must try to get that book. It's obviously very important. I'm going back to the library before we do anything else. You return to the library. The mysterious little book may hold a clue to finding the Count. You put the key the monk gave you into your pocket and once again climb the tower to the library. It's nearly dark and you carry a small candle to light your way. As you arrive at the top step, you see a light flickering under the door. You think it must be the monk who gave you the key. You unlock the door and step inside. You're face to face with Father Levitico. He's holding a small torch in one hand and an unlit candle in the other. What are you doing here? You ask, genuinely surprised. I'm here to help you find what you're looking for, he answers.
Aw, dang it.
What do you know?
We could have gotten it earlier.
What do you know about it? You ask, becoming suspicious and remembering the cardinal's warning that someone in the monastery is in the pay of the Duke of Genoa. I know more than you think, Levitico says. I have the book you're looking for, but you must read it here. It cannot leave the library. Ugh, so boring. Hate them. Where's the book? You ask Father Levitico. I have it in the next room, he says, smiling weirdly. You must read it there so no one can see the light. Very well, you reply and follow him into the small reading room. I have a special reading candle for you, Levitico says, and offers you the large, unlit candle he was holding in his hand.
It's going to be filled with gunpowder.
Yeah, it's going to have gunpowder all over it.
I have my own taper, you reply, and to the table where a single slim volume is resting. But I insist, Levitico says. Mine's a better light to read by.
Oh my god, dude. We know already.
He lights the candle and puts it on the table close to your face. Then quickly steps back into the darkness of the room. Jesus.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's really obvious. The smoke from the candle gives off a sweet aroma.
That's not necessary to say.
If you continue to use the monk's candle, which I strongly advise, turn to page 109. If you insist on using your own candle, turn to page 101.
I am not using that candle.
I want to know what happens.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with seeing what happens for science. I just wish it would have been like, it has kind of a gunpowdery smell.
Yeah, it smells like the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Very well, you say to Father Levitico. The writing is very small.
And I do like lights, I'm not a jerk over here.
The aroma from the candle is unusually strong, and the candle gives off a lot of smoke. You lean forward to read the book. I began my journey to a far distant land. The book begins. The words become a little blurry. You begin to feel sleepy. You shake your head and rub your eyes and turn the page of the book. The volume appears to be an account by Marco Polo of his voyage to China. The smoke and sweet aroma from Levitico's candle are making you more and more drowsy. You turn some more pages and find a recipe for pasta. You turn more pages and find they're blank. What is this? You ask. You're now feeling very dizzy. Father Mario stopped me before I could finish copying it, the monk says. His voice sounds far away. But where's the original? Why are you worried about this right now?
This is...
You look up, but you find your eyes cannot focus, and you see only the outline of Father Levitico handing a cloth to your face. Then you realize that you've been drugged by the fumes of the candle. You try to blow the candle out, but instead you collapse on the table.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
I love this. When you awake, you find yourself staring down into a vat of hot wax in the chandlers? Is that a thing? Okay, where the candles for the monastery are made. There's a gag in your mouth, and your hands are tied behind you, and you are hanging upside down over a huge tub of bubbling wax.
I remember, wasn't it in Friends, didn't they say that a chandler is a candle maker, and that's where he got his name?
Maybe.
I don't remember. I made that up. Bye.
You twist your head and see that the rope by which your feet are tied is wrapped around a crossbar and attached to the side of the vat. The candle is placed just under the rope and the flame slowly burning through it. Within moments, the rope will snap. The end.
This is ridiculous.
This is the best
That
ending.
was such a cartoon ending.
I mean, what is happening?
There you are.
Oh my god. She's showing us an illustration of the book.
But
It's terrible.
the cat.
Yeah, what about the cat? They never mentioned the cat again.
Well, he probably got out. He probably wanted to hang out with Bruno.
He's smart.
Yeah.
He saw what was happening and he's like, like, I chose the wrong horse here.
He saw all those bees making out with Bruno, and he's like, maybe I'm in the wrong cloak.
Oh god, he drowned in your pocket. This
Yeah,
is ridiculous. We need to stop.
I don't want to do any more voices.
No.
Okay.
All right.
All right, I think this story is a little too complicated for
Yeah,
us.
this is the worst.
Well, I mean, I liked the setting.
I liked how cartoonish some of the stuff was in it, but
Yeah.
I just don't. I can't care if they're not going to tell me more about this cat
Yeah.
and have him save the day.
All I care about is
And
the
if
cat,
they're-
really.
Yeah.
And how sexy
and the
Bruno
horses.
is.
Yeah, and where's Bruno? He's been disfigured by bees. Like, they took away all the best parts.
Somehow still
I'm
looking
done.
good. Probably all those
Yeah.
monks are, like, rubbing ointments all over him.
Yeah. He's like, you should have seen the bees.
Well, I mean, they usually do die
Yeah.
after they sting him.
They do.
And in a way, they got away with their stingers
They were-
and his strong skin.
They were swooning to death. That's what they were doing.
Like, oh my, how could I have done this? Such a beautiful creature. They was just so jealous.
They died in a...
Well, thank you for reading, Megan.
Yeah.
Of course.
Jesus.
The other thing I was thinking, though, is like, I feel like that's the longest we've lasted in
Yeah.
a story.
Well, we did...
Without dying.
Yeah.
We died one time or something. I think
we?
early on.
Well, I mean, just now. Oh yeah, we were taken prisoner for months over some horses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We had to make olive oil.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We had to get all oiled up.
Yeah, it was probably like those few months were probably the time of our lives where we
Yeah.
got like a nice tan and some
Yeah.
muscles.
Some bronzer.
Yeah, his bronzer.
Well, from all the oils.
Yeah, Bruno was slathering it on. Looking good, getting
Yeah.
tan.
Oh,
getting
his
tight.
skin looks great. Yes. Tight. He's fine. Anyway, so another one in the can. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Oh man.
So, Thank you guys for listening. If you have questions for us, you can email us at strangepathspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, or tweet at us. Get tweeted on. What's it? At
Get your
Strange
tweets
Paths. Is it at Strange Paths Pod?
Yes.
Or you can
It is!
email only me your weird olive oil slathered type questions at bozosglowglobes@gmail.com. Email me! I'm lonely!
Yeah, email us too, because Bozo's Glow Globes gets all the love.
Yeah.
Hello! I can read,
It's true.
She fakes it well.
I fake it, yeah, I'm just really good at making up stories.
Yeah. All right, thanks for listening.
Bye!
Bye.